Hello everyone, and welcome to my fourth movie already for Let Others Play. As you can see, I'm getting the bad habit of playing myself, but I'll try to reduce it. It was just at this time on the server, it was easier, or it was some multiplayer content if I would join or drive the harvester myself. I'm here on the server with Farmer Jeff. And yeah, a Daggerwin fan. I was too late to check his name. Daggerwin legit. And then Robert joined with another harvester, which pleased me, because then we could have some nice content with three harvesters at the same time. Here we're struggling a little bit because we're not used to harvest together, and I really had no clue what Farmer Jeff was doing or which direction he wanted to go. For my next video, I will join another server. Not because I'm tired of the Daggerwin server, but it's getting a little bit repetitive because it's always on the same server, and I didn't join yet when there was some seeding or cultivating was going on, so therefore I think it's better for A, join another server because it will be on another map, and B, also to give a chance to other people to show how they play or how there is played on different servers. I'm not sure on which server I will play. There was a suggestion in my previous video. I will try and find that server, and otherwise I will just search for another server which has another map than this one, because it would be useless to join on another server with the same map, because then again we have the same content. As you can see here again, I'm crashing into Farmer Jeff, but this time it was completely my responsibility. However, now Farmer Jeff is just pushing me or crashing into me. Robert on the server was just bringing on trailers so that we could fix or could unload enough without the need of stopping. And then here we finally get our third combine from Farmer 103, who will join us in the harvesting. As you can see, with three big harvesters like this, it will be a very short job and very easy to complete it. Don't mind me missing this thing, it was just because I was looking at something else, or I don't know. This is again on the Daggerwin server. It's a server that when I play online or multiplayer, I will firstly look at that server always, because yeah, I really enjoy it. There are some good admins, and it's just a nice server to play. All the people on there are playing nicely together. There are trolls on it, but not that much. So for me, it's really a nice server to play on. Here I lost the race to Farmer Jeff. He was much faster than me in finishing his thing. So here finally I'm looking at other people play, which is the main cause or the main focus, or this should be the main focus in my videos. However, it's hard to stay on it, even when there is a, or especially when there is a harvester put on. Yeah, it's free. Sorry, I have problems with my language. That's all because it's more than 30 degrees now in Belgium, so I'm sweating like a horse, and it's really way too hot for me. Here we try to unload with two combines, and at the end we do succeed, but then yeah, I go look for who is on the server. So these are all the players that are on now. As you can see, some names we've already seen in my other videos. which is nice to play with the same persons, but it's also a nice feature of multiplayer that you can play with people you didn't have played before, like Farmer Jeff. So as you can see, with 3 harvesters, it's really an easy and fast job for this field, even though it's one of the larger fields in this server. It was a little bit laggy, but nothing too worse. Yet again, our harvesting together wasn't that in sync, but yeah, it was no problem. But in Farmer Jeff's defense, he said that he had major lag, so that might be the cause that he was driving like a madman. So as I said before, my next video will be on another server, and I will also try to not record A, when I'm driving myself, and B, I hope that it will be something else like slurry injections and things like that. In the Let My Girlfriend Play, we're struggling with just finding some time to record, because the content is very funny and we have enough, but it's hard to get some spare time with me and my girlfriend together, and then also to have time to just record or to comment on other things as well. At this point I was really living on the edge, or driving on the edge, but so as you can see, I managed to fix it, and this is the way it should be. But then I should not be in this third harvester, just have some 4 people working around, driving around at the same time, at the same pace. That would really be nice, or those are some clips that I really want to have within my movies and within my Let Other Play films. So we're just finalizing this field, and then we will continue with some real Let Others Play on the next field. So after this field we were heading over to the next field, field 17, where I will finalize my playing for this movie. As I said before, I will try to reduce it or get it to non-existing in my following videos, because I really want to go back to the concept of Let's Other Play for this movie. But it was just, there wasn't much to film at this time on the server, so I tried just to help everyone else out and just have some nice combining with Farmer 103. As we can see, drive control isn't installed on the server, which makes it possible to just drive over crops without destroying them. Now on this map, or on this field, it's very hard to do. The ideal it would be that the first combine destroyed a little crop, because otherwise he can't attach his header, and then already started before me and Jimbo would connect, or would also start mowing or harvesting on this server. Now this is an image that in Belgium I rarely see, because the majority of the time there is just 1 combine per field, but also the fields that are existing are not that large. Also the headers of, I think they are 12 meters long in here, are not being used in Belgium, just because there is not enough space or the fields aren't big enough to do something like that. So here you can see that I left my harvester because Beefy was going to join, and he will be starting, or he will be driving the third combine in a moment. In France, when we were driving to Paris, I saw 4 or 5 combines next together. It was the first time ever that I saw it. I think I was 12 or 13 years old. Because so that, as I said, that's something you never see in Belgium. The maximum of combines that I saw in one field were 2. Plus they were not really driving nicely next to each other. The first one was already busy for a long time, and then the second one just started or helped finishing up the field. The only time when they do it is at the end of the day, just to finalize a field that they both can go home. Another thing that you don't see in Belgium is that the carters are moving. So they will just store or park their lorry or tractor at the field, and the combine, when it's full, will move over to unload into the trailer. So the trailer does not move to the harvester when he is at that time. He will just move over, or the harvester will go to the trailer. That's also something in other countries it is done like that, so that the combine can keep on moving, but in Belgium I've never seen it being done like that. But as I said, the fields are much smaller, the combines are also smaller. I don't think we have a class Lexion running here, or I have never seen it in real life, or it was at a farming event where I saw them standing, but I never see them really doing any work. But here Daggerwin legit has the job to have the combines working together, or have them working all the time, so he has to unload all, which is not easy with the 3 harvesters at this time or at this pace. But I think when I stopped recording on this place that there were 2 other guys carting, and then I think it is feasible to have them all driving, because when you have 2 carters and your trailer is not full, because when it's full it can be tricky, but when they are not full I think it's doable to have all 3 combines up and running and unload them at a nice pace. But in multiplayer again it's a bit harder because we don't have inspector mod running. Otherwise you could perfectly see this combine has this much percentage, so you could really be ahead of the things. However, now it's more realistic because in real life you also don't have an inspector mod. Might be with Google Glasses, but I cancelled it. But so I think after the harvesting that we've seen enough harvesting, because it was also in my other videos. So this will be done for now. I will film a little bit more, just also the other guys unloading or moving together, or just have 4 people in one go. As you can see, as Jimbo and Beefy are full, so they really need it to be unloaded. But Daggerwin could also be there. And here we can see Farmer Jack, and I think he stayed on this field to help Daggerwin legit, or I think even Daggerwin legit stopped with the carting. Okay, so moving on to silaging. Here, as we can see, there are 2 people driving the crone and 2 people are carting. It would have been nicer for me if they would be closer together, but in front of us they were just starting with the creation of chaff, while the other ones already did the majority of the field. So here we can see how they did it. It would have been nice to see 2 crones that were filling up one trailer, but the way the cornfield was being harvested, it was hard to do. Then the 2 crones would run next to each other. But so it's the end. Thank you all for watching and hopefully see you next time. Bye.